What's up? This is Vikram Deal. And today I have an important message that needs to go viral and that everybody needs to hear. At least most people need to hear. And the message today is stop blaming 2020. Stop blaming 2020. You can make anything happen, right? So 2020 showed up. It started out with a bang. Everybody was excited about 2020, right? It was double. It was a repeating year, 20 and 20. You know, it's super exciting if you live in the spiritual world. As you can see, I'm manifesting my inner Joe Rogan, right? That's what I'm feeling today. I like his content. I like the way he delivers things. I like his conversation. So I just made myself go to his studio, right? Maybe I'm not physically there, but I can be there at all times, right? So let's ask questions. What happened in 2020 that's different than any time other of the year? Governments intervened with businesses. Governments created new policies that affected businesses. Governments created new policies that affected people. Government came in and does what government does, and they intervene. Okay, we get it. They came in, they did their thing, right? Okay, so this year was vastly different. It was vastly different. And you can either be the victim of 2020 or you can be the victor of 2020. Let me repeat that. You can either be the victim of 2020 or you can be the victor of 2020. What good things have happened in 2020, right? I'm pretty sure we all know the things that have sucked about 2020, right? But 2019 sucked too, right? Businesses opened, businesses failed. Businesses started, businesses closed. People were upset about the government. People were upset about this. People were upset about that. There's a lot of noise in 2020 because people have more time to talk. There's a lot of noise because people had more time to sit and do nothing. There's a lot of noise in 2020 because people want to blame somebody for something in their lives. Every time something happens, people want to blame somebody else. We got to stop doing that. We got to stop doing that. So what happened that was great in 2020? Well, new businesses started, right? Oh, my mic just fell. New businesses started up in 2020. So that's awesome. What else happened in 2020? Think about it. What good things happened in 2020? Maybe you got to spend more time with your family. That could be good. That could be bad. Maybe you started a new fitness program. That's probably always good. Maybe you deepened your faith and your spirituality and you got to meditate more because you had more time to do that. That's always good. Maybe you got outside for the first time in months. You know, I would go to my bike store and the line, I would have to wait in line. I was like, dude, this isn't like Vegas Club. Why am I standing in line? Because people were going outside more. Your gym closed down. I'm sorry for the gym owners. You have no excuses. Your finances have been a little tough. Okay, well, what did you do to pivot that? I know that during 2020, I would go to the pool to do some work and I would see people out there. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? I thought your job was open. Oh yeah, I got laid off. Okay, well, are you looking for work? No. Why? I'm making all this unemployment money. I don't care. Okay, but what else are you doing? I'm drinking Trulies. Okay, what else are you doing? I'm smoking joints. But are you improving yourself at all? No, not at all. All right, I'm going to go over there and work out in the grass because the gym's closed, so I can't do a workout. Stop blaming 2020 for things, people. Stop blaming 2020 for things. 2020 didn't happen to you. 2020 happened for you, right? 2020 happened for all of us because we needed a worldwide slowdown and a reset. I'm not saying that it's easy. Don't get me wrong. 2020 has been a challenge for almost everybody, whether it's on an emotional and spiritual level, whether it's dealing with family, whether it's dealing with finances, whether it's dealing with their fitness and their health, their fulfillment levels. It's been a challenge for a lot of people, right? There's been lives that have been lost. There's lives that have been lost, and that's never cool, right? It's never cool when somebody's life is potentially cut short because of the choices that they made. It's not cool, but you got to take responsibility for yourself. You got to take responsibility for your life. You got to take responsibility for your actions. And you, more importantly, have to take responsibility for all the outcomes, right? If you had done the things that you knew you should be doing last year, now you could throw hate at me, right? You could say, Vic, fuck you. You don't fucking get it. Bull fucking shit. Bullshit. I opened a business last year. We were fucking growing. We were doing okay, right? Financially. And this year we started out, it started to look really good, right? Last year was a big growth year. This year was going to be another big growth year. And then 2020 hit and everything was great. And then March 19th hit. And March 19th was like, holy shit. You guys want to talk about freakiness? I broke a bone, had to get my first surgery, hate surgery, don't like surgery if you don't have to do it. Had to get a plate put in my body. I don't want anything foreign in my body, in any holes or anywhere. And the next thing you know, I'm going and getting sliced and diced on March 19th, 20th, 21st. On March 22nd, I got cut open in the middle of a pandemic. I was making jokes in the ER or in the right before we got to the operating room. You know, I remember the last thing that I was saying as I was being trolleyed in, right? All the bright lights are around. And I said, you know, I'm really grateful for you nurses and doctors and everybody who's in here. I'm pretty high right now. I'm feeling pretty good. But I just want you to know that I'm really, really grateful for you all working. Because at this point, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know if we were going to all die from a plague, if 50% of the population was going to get wiped out. I didn't know if I was going to open up my body and somebody's going to sneeze in there and I'm going to get a droplet. I'm going to end up with this COVID-19 disease that's killing people left and right. I just said to them, I'm grateful that you're working. I'm grateful that you're open. And then lights out, woo, 4 hours later. Man, I came out of that thing, I was on another level of craziness. And those drugs are amazing if you've never done them before. I don't recommend them, but goodness gracious, it was wild. You can make positive situations out of everything, or you can blame everybody for everything. You could be happy in life with nothing, or you can be miserable in life with what people would consider everything. 2020 is not your enemy. Neither are Mondays. Neither are Wednesdays, right? Everybody likes Wednesdays because I'm 2 days closer to the weekend. Yay! And what are you going to go do on the weekend? I'm going to go get fucked up. I'm going to get fucked up and drink till my brain fucking explodes. Yeah, I've been there. I know. I can understand. It's somewhat fun sometimes, and somewhat really, really, really meaningless. 2020 can be a year, right? We're not done with 2020 yet. We still got almost 3 months. You can make this last 3 months, 2.5 months, amazing. It's October 13th, 5:40 a.m. You can make 2020 amazing still. You can start a business. You can learn a skill. You can go out and get fit. You can drop 20 pounds and lose it for good, not just temporarily losses, but forever losses. You have the options. You can start a meditation routine, right? Every morning I get up and right now I'm feeling Satguru. Other times I'm doing my transcendental meditation. Other times I'm doing the Deepak Chopra meditation. But you just got to do it every day, right? Every day. I have in my office right behind me, in my office, I have a place where I've created a quiet space. Why did I do it in my office, people say? It just felt like this was a place where I needed to have a little bit more calm, a little bit more stillness. I wanted to bring to my office that clarity, the quietness, right? That allows me to feel more fulfilled. And so I look at it, and when I forget to do it, right, when there are times come when you don't want to do it, It's just right there. It's so convenient. Oh, you can't see it right now because I'm in Joe Rogan's studio right now. What's up, Joe? You can either be the victim or you can be the victor. So I'll tell you what 2020 has done for me. 2020 allowed me to kind of revitalize myself and get out of the rat race of going into a business every day that I love, right? I love my business. I don't love going into any one business over and over again. It just, I have to be moving all the time. And I feel stagnant when I'm locked into something, right? I like to be able to just bounce around. Now, I go and do what I need to do. That's not the case, but I like the freedoms that I can have by being able to bounce around. That's where I'm in my fulfillment zone. 2020 has allowed me to pick up a new hobby that I didn't know that I was going to love so much, right? Cycling. I had no idea I was going to become this crazy avid cycler and love it so much and ride 100-mile days. I didn't even know people rode 100 miles in a day. I was like, why? When somebody told me that, I said, why in the God's mind would you want to do that? And then I'm like, I want to do that. So then we started working up to it. 30 miles, 40 miles, 50 miles, 60 miles, 70 miles, 90, 100, right? Then you become competitive about it. And you're like, oh, I want to see how fast and far I can go. I want to see how big of a mountain I can climb. And it's never about getting to the top. That's what I realized. Like, I get to the top and I enjoy it, but I like who I become when I work and I struggle to get there. 2020 has allowed me to appreciate that. 2020 has allowed me to appreciate myself and my body, right? I went through a lot in 2020, right? I went through a lot in 2020. 2020 started out with drinking a lot, not daily, but when I drank, it was bad. It allowed me to, the quarantine for some reason, because everything's closed, you're forced to sit with yourself more. And I realized, hey, I'm not that bad. In fact, I'm pretty fucking awesome. I'm hilarious to myself. I mean, other people laugh too, but that's an added bonus. I make myself laugh now, and I enjoy it. Right? Hurt people or people that are sad inside tend to make people laugh more. But now I'm not sad inside, and I can make people laugh, and I can laugh. 2020, thanks. What else did 2020 give me? 2020 allowed me to go out and spend time and look into real estate and spend time with my uncle, my mentor, my friend. And I bought a rental property. In the middle of a pandemic, I bought a rental property. A lot of people are selling their properties, and I bought one. 2020 allowed me to renovate a rental property, which I absolutely loved. My contractor's like, well, we have a recipe that we use for your uncle's properties. Do you want us to just follow the same one? And I said, no, I don't. I want to customize this a little bit. I don't want to spend more money, but I want to make it nicer than the standard, rental. I want to make it a little bit nicer. Picked a couple nicer colors, right? More modern, because I wanted to deliver something that was a little bit nicer than what the average person is going to get at this price point in a rental. So I let my creativity flow. 2020 allowed me to start thinking about being a coach, and allowed me to see how much I actually help people, and how the response from people that I help is like, Vikram, why aren't you doing this more in full time? I was able to do a 2-week free mastermind class where people had huge breakthroughs because of it, right? Huge breakthroughs because of it. It's amazing. I wouldn't have had the time to do that every day for 14 days. I had people like my buddy Bedros Koulian on, owner of Fit Body Bootcamp. I had Sharon Srivastava on. He's resumes long, right? Sold Telus properties to Douglas Elliman for, I don't even know, lots of money, right? Got to chat with him. Got to have my buddy Dean Aguilar on, who's social media king, right? Had to have a new guy who talked about doing a lot of like heart-centered work, right? Cool dude. Had another guy on that did like sound bats for us. Super cool dude. Wouldn't have had that opportunity, right? Would have kept putting it off. Still put it off, Working on that. 2020 can be whatever you make out of it. Yesterday, somebody posted on Facebook, if 2020 were a food, what would it be? And people are putting like diarrhea, shit. It was not even a food. I said, man, to me, 2020 is like steak and lobster. It's like steak and lobster. Now, I might have had to kill the cow and butcher it and cut the steak up, and I might have had to go fishing for the lobster because 2020 has been challenging. But 2020 to me has been an amazing year. My question to you is, are you going to let 2020 be a victim year or a victor year? See, the year's not over. The year's not over. And so you have an opportunity to pivot and change. I had an opportunity to pivot and change. I was a victim of 2020 about a month ago. I was a victim of 2020, right? For 4 months, I was a victim. I had a victim mentality. 2020 cut my business revenues by 40%. 2020 cut my savings. 2020 did this. 2020 did that. And I'm like, whoa, shut the front door, Vikram. 2020 didn't do anything but give you a ton of opportunities. The question is do you want to look at those opportunities or not? Right? When my uncle tells me 200,000 people died of COVID, I said, yeah, but 300,000 people die of obesity every year. And you're in that crap right now. You're in that camp. You are obese. Your belly protrudes from your body so far. Think about it. Think about it, right? Think about it. Did you change your habits to be healthier? I know that the ice cream line, it's a drive-through because heaven forbid you're going to go fill yourself up with a cup of sugar and you can't get out of your car because you're so fucking fat and lazy. Yeah, I said it. Fuck you guys. I don't care. I work hard to stay in shape. It's not easy, but you do it. So I don't care if you're overweight because you don't do anything. Oh, well, I'm big boned. I was always like this as a kid. Yeah, because your parents fed shit to you. Not your parents' fault. That's what they were told by General Mills and Kraft and Heinz and the government. Eat a full plate of carbs, right? Have dairy, have carbs. And I can't imagine that they didn't know that that shit was bad for you. I also can't imagine they give a fuck about you either. Government doesn't care about you. They care about staying in office, right? 50 years, 30 years, 20 senators are in there forever. They forget what it's like to be in the real world. They're making money left and right. They're getting people throwing money at them left and right. They don't care. They don't. I don't believe they do. I don't think a single politician cares. Maybe when they started they did, but after they stay in there for so many years, they don't give a fuck. They just want to get your vote to get reelected again. Think about that one. You got to take it into your own hands. You got to take control, right? 2020, I smoked pot for 4 months straight. I gained about 10 pounds. I didn't really gain any weight, but I felt like I gained about 10 pounds. After the surgery, I did gain some weight, but that came back off very quick. And then I just maintained this weight because I was eating like an idiot. About a month and a quarter ago, something like that, maybe a little bit sooner, maybe a little bit less. I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. I decided I'm going to stop doing that stuff. I'm going to start to love my body even more. I'm going to love myself even more. I'm not going to allow myself to self-numb and medicate. 2020, thank you. Put me through a ringer, made me stronger, right? I'm down to 168 pounds right now. I was at 188 or something, 185 when I had surgery. You have all the power, right? You are responsible for everything in your life. You have the power to change it. If you don't want to change it, that is on you and nobody else. 2020 can be your best friend. You still have an opportunity to start a business. You still have the opportunity to change your health. You still have the opportunity to make your family life better. You still have the opportunity to work on your finances. You still have an opportunity to find fulfillment in what you do on a daily basis, or you can be the victim of 2020. Look, the choice is yours. You don't have to sit here and suffer in silence anymore. Yeah, 2020 is hard. Okay, let's put that out on the paper. 2020 has been a hard year, probably the hardest for most of us. But guess what? You didn't go through the Holocaust. Guess what? You didn't go through a depression where the government wasn't there to help out. You didn't have to stand in lines for food. A bunch of you had to stand in line for toilet paper because I don't know why people thought that taking a shit was the most important thing in the world. And that became mainstream news, which just lets you know how stupid mainstream news is, but yet you still watched it. And all day long, I need toilet paper, I need toilet paper, I need toilet paper. Look, if you need to take a dump, you didn't leave your house for 3 weeks, go take a fucking shower. Get creative. Find solutions. All right? You don't need toilet paper all day long. But that's what we talked about. 2020 has been your best friend. You just don't realize it yet. 2020, you can pick up a book and still read. 2020, you can still go outside and exercise. 2020, you still could have spent time with your family and still kind of made that relationship stronger. Sure, your finances might have been rocked by 2020, but a lot of you were making more money from the government assistance programs than you were making at your jobs. And I bet you most of you have nothing to show for it. Nothing at all. You bought a bunch of shit you didn't need. You got an Amazon and ordered a bunch of crap you didn't want. It's sitting in a box in a closet. You don't even have the decency to return it because you're lazy. Yeah, I'm calling you out right now. Get up. Make a change. 2020 has been your best friend. I'm not playing. You got 2.5 months left of 2020. What are you going to do with it? As your high performance coach, somebody who loves you deeply, I might come across strong. I might come across somewhat arrogant. I might come across as someone who doesn't care, or uses words that are harsh and hurts your feelings. Guess what? I don't give a fuck. All right. I hired a coach a month ago. All right. Changed my life. All right. I had to put it on a credit card. I'm paying him installments. All right. Installments for this thing. He's expensive. He's the most expensive coach I've ever hired in my life. And I've had coaches for the last 7 or 8 years now, since I was 32, 31. We did a half-day session that I recorded, and I listened to it when I'm biking, and I listened to the fucking pussy talking. My dad, my this, my that. Oh, I'm such a fucking victim. I'm a pussy. She fucking broke up with me because, yeah, she broke up with you because you were a fucking dick to her. Of course she broke up with you, dumbass. What the fuck's wrong with you? Stop whining like a little fucking bitch. Oh, man. Listening to it, listening to me talk a month ago, I can't believe this dude who's huge. He looks like fucking Joe Rogan. He's probably taller and bigger than Joe Rogan. I don't know if he hits as hard as Joe Rogan, but I don't want to find out. I'm surprised he didn't jump across the table and beat the fuck out of me. Thank God he was compassionate. And then he just dropped nugget after nugget after nugget after nugget after nugget. Right? I keep the notes from it right here. Right? I keep the notes from it right here because I want to. Okay, here's one. Here's one. You lack commitment and follow through, Vikram. You lack commitment and follow through, Vikram. What you hate and resent in the people that you dislike, you do. You do. You want to hear another one? Let's hear another one. Stop trying to be number one. Let others shine. Right? Let others shine. You don't need to show off your intelligence through talking. Show it through your actions. Help everyone. Right? Help others. You don't need to take credit for it. Stay quiet. Help others. Should I keep going? Beware of your emotions, Vikram, because you're an emotional person. And that emotion will, right? I'm adding some stuff in here. Be aware of your emotions though, because I am emotional. These are my notes to myself. Anything in excess is poison. Have full emotional control. What are your identities tied to? Unfinished business. I ain't making this shit up, people. Unfinished business. I'm not an unbroken, unlovable piece of shit. Secret to life is you can agree to disagree with people. If you want to be a true alpha, have empathy, love, and compassion. I get it, y'all. I weighed 225 pounds after my divorce. Yes, I've been divorced. I also dropped down to 140 pounds after I got arrested. Yes, I've been arrested. Neither one of those define my character. Neither one of those define me as a human. None of that makes me a bad person. It means I made bad decisions. I married the wrong person. I didn't say she's the wrong person, just the wrong person for me. I made a bad decision and I got arrested and I spent time in jail, right? So I went from one end of the spectrum where I was unhappy in a marriage and I ate myself to joy. I wasn't happy. 3 chins. I wasn't happy. That wasn't fulfillment. 225, 230 pounds, eating burgers every night, eating McDonald's and Taco Bell and Burger King because I didn't care. That's not being responsible to myself, right? After I got arrested, I went into a severe depression. I went from 185 pounds, ripped muscle, CrossFit daily, gym nightly, swimming weekly, running all the time, working out, push-ups, pull-ups, you name it, ripped. I could climb this rope so fast it was insane at the CrossFit studio. I mean, I would just fly up that thing like I was a monkey. Jump down, hit box jumps, do cleans and lifts. I mean, it was crazy. Wrecked my body a lot, damaged me a lot in my body, but my God, I was so ripped. To dropping 40, 50 pounds. Testosterone went to that of a 95-year-old woman, and she probably had more of it than I did. Couldn't get it up because I didn't have any substance in me. I was rag and bones. People would bring me food like I was homeless at my desk. Overnight. I've been working every day to not get back into that place. And I've had failures. I've fallen back. But every time I fall back, I get up. 2020 is just a fallback. You got to get up. You got to find it in you. You got to get hungry, as Les Brown would say. You got to be hungry. Stop being comfortable. Government ain't there for you. They don't care about you. You got to figure it out on your own. The gyms are closed. That's okay. I know they're closed. Go outside and run. Go outside and do push-ups in the grass. Go run your dogs, right? Go run with your kids. Sweat. Get up. Move. Put the donuts down, right? We were in a pandemic around health and donut stores didn't get shut down, but gyms did. People, listen to the facts. The government doesn't care. You need to care. I care for you. I know you care for me. And I care back for you. If you're healthy, you can do so much more. I own a business called OsteoStrong here in Bakersfield with my dad. And you know what people say? Is it covered by insurance? No, it's not. We're not a doctor's office. Well, if it's not covered by insurance, I don't want to do it. Why? Because I don't want to invest in myself. Why? Because I don't think that I'm going to stick through with it, and I don't want to fail on my own dollar. So it's okay to fail on somebody else's. Yes, because it doesn't hurt. But when you write a check to your coach for $10,000 that you don't really have, guess what? You look at those notes a lot more because it hurts. to write that check. Now, when I wrote a check to my other coach for 20 grand for the year, and I had $250,000 in the bank and another $150,000 coming to me, and I was driving a Range Rover that was pretty much paid off, guess what? The pain wasn't there, and we missed calls because there was no pain. But guess what? I got a call with my coach today. I will be ready for that 30 minutes because that 30 minutes is going to change my life again. And next month, I'm going to be a different, better person because of that 30 minutes. Not because he's going to make me better, because I realize that I don't have the money right now to do that because I haven't been doing the things that I know I should have been doing. You got to think about it. You got to think about it. It's as easy to get up as it is to get down. Right? When you stay down, you've made a conscious decision to let yourself be down. When you get up, you made a conscious decision to get up and fight for yourself. Look, 2020, I respect you. You are a worthy advocate, Sari, right? Tony Robbins says, when a worthy adversary shows up, you fucking fight. But most of the time, you won't get one. Well, 2020, you've been worthy of a fight, and fight we shall. I don't give up hope in you. In fact, I have more faith in humanity now than ever before because I know how resilient humans are. I know how we fight and claw and get our way out of things. I know how we can band together. And right now we haven't banded together. And that's why 2020 hurts so much more. We've become enemies. So one of the things that I've done in the last 2 months or maybe month is I don't want to defriend people on Facebook. Some of them I don't know, so it's easy to let them go because I mean, I don't know how they found me or I found them. But I just hit the snooze button. Hey, I'm going to agree to disagree with you. I'm going to respect your opinion, and I'm going to snooze you for 30 days. If you need to get a hold of me, send me a DM. But I don't want to hear about your political voices. I know who I'm voting for, right? It's probably different than you. It's probably not different than you. You know what I'm voting for? I'm voting for humanity. I'm voting for humanity, not just in America, not just in North America, not just in India and Asia, not just in Africa, the whole world. I'm voting for all of us. I want us all, regardless of who the president is of America, regardless of who runs China, regardless of who runs India, I'm voting that humanity steps up and we become better in 2020. I'm voting for us as a community, not a community of Americans, not a community of Indians, but as a humanity community. That's what I'm voting for. What are you voting for? See, I don't have to go to the poll to cast my vote. I can cast my vote every day, right? Picking up some trash on the street. That helps humanity. When you're out on a trail, pick up some trash, put 1 or 2 pieces in your pocket. I know I've dropped things when I'm riding my bike and you going so fast and you're in such a zone, you don't realize it until 5 minutes later. You're like, oh shit, I dropped something. I dropped some trash. How do you know? Because I went to get some food and there was no trash in my pocket. I'm like, wait a minute, where'd the trash bag go? Right? So sometimes you make a mess, but other times you pick it up. Sometimes you make a mess and other people pick you up. Right now, I'm going to pick you up. You know why? Because you rock, baby. Look, even the mug says so. So 2020, hard year. Yeah, I'll give that to you. Maybe a little annoying year. Yes, I'm going to give that to you. A different year, absolutely. But every year is different, isn't it? Your business challenges are always different. Your family challenges are always changing. Your financial status is always changing. I'm telling you, I mean, went from making, a business that was making over $1 million a year to a business that did $200,000 last year, right? Big change. Went from a couple $100,000 in the bank to only a couple $100,000. Big change. Went from wearing a tailored suit every day to wearing a t-shirt and gym shorts. Big change. Went from going to the gym every day to putting a gym in my living room. Big change. Went from drinking from Thursday through Sunday to not touching alcohol in over 60 days. Big change. Meditation is daily. I'm able now from practicing. One started out with 5 minutes, went to 10 minutes, went to 15, to 20, to 30, to 40. Now, when I make the time, right? You can make time. When I make the time, I'll do a longer meditation, half an hour to an hour. I don't do it every day. I do it maybe 2 to 3 times a week. So much clarity comes in those moments afterwards. Look, I'm not saying 2020 has been easy. We've all had our emotional struggles with 2020. We've all had emotional struggles with our family. We've all had emotional struggles with our business and work. We've all suffered in some way. But remember, suffering makes you stronger. So remember this. You didn't suffer for no reason. You suffered to become stronger. You suffered because we needed the suffering for some reason. The universe, God, whatever you want to believe in, wanted us to become stronger, wanted us to take control of our lives. See, when you take control of your actions and your life and your decisions, you have the power to change it. So 2020, you have been one hell of a competitor. You almost won. You almost won. But like Rocky, in one of his movies and fights back in the day, I think he was fighting Apollo Creed. Like Rocky, I'm going to get back up. And as you hit me, I'm going to get back up. And when you hit me, I'm going to get back up. And when you hit me, I'm going to get back up. And you might even knock me to the ground a few more times before the year's over. And you might even get an 8 count on me. You might get a 9 count on me, but I'm telling you, I'm going to get up. I'm going to get up and I'm going to fight for you. I'm going to fight for me. I'm going to fight for what's right. Always. Even when I get knocked down, I'm going to still get my ass back up and fucking fight. Because guess what, 2020? You don't get a win. You don't get to win. We are going to kick the fuck out of you. And we're going to come back stronger. Which is what humanity always does. Not just Americans, humanity. We always get up and we always win. So remember, everybody, 2020 is not, I promise you, 2020 is not your enemy. Okay? 2020 has been your challenger. But you were Rocky. Right? I wish I would have known that I was going to have that analogy, because then I could have queued up music right now and it would have been perfect. Dun, 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 dun. Run up those stairs. Right? Run up the stairs. Go kick some ass. I love you. I care about you. I want you to share this with people that need to hear this. I want this to go viral, not because I want to make myself bigger, because I think this is the message that people need to hear right now. I had to hear it, right? I had to hear it. I spent a lot of money to hear it. This is free for you. So if you found value in this, share it with your friends. Share it with your family. I know there's swear words in here. It is what it is. If swear words are the worst thing that's happened to you in 2020, be blessed. Because 2020 has been a fucking crazy show. So if listening to swear words is the worst thing that happened in 2020 for you, you were one of the few that got out unscathed. And you didn't need to learn how to become stronger for these reasons. However, if most of you, like me, got your ass beat in the beginning of 2020, and now you're trying to figure out which way the stars are, but you're getting up, you need to share this message. If you need some help, right? This is my public service announcement to myself. If you need some help, let me coach. I've helped a lot of my friends. I just had a conversation with one yesterday or 2 days ago. Started a new business, freaking out. We had a 10, 15-minute conversation. She's kosher now. Let me help. I want to help you. I'm here for you. I care about you. I deeply do. Have an amazing day. And remember, 2020 is not over. And whenever you hear this message, There's always going to be a 2020 in your life. It's just not going to be called 2020. And remember, you got up and you fought through 2008. You fought through the 2000s. Many of you fought through 17% interest rates. Some of you fought through the depressions. Some of you fought through the wars. Unfortunately, less and less of you. When the next health thing hits, is your body and mind going to be ready to fight it? Or are you going to be a victim of it and scared of it? Are you going to go into a bubble and not come out for 7 months? Or are you going to say, dude, I know what to do. I know the nutrition to take. I know I don't have to change anything because I've already been doing it. Maybe I up my supplements a little bit. Maybe I take a little bit more of this. Maybe I take a little bit less of that. But you've already been practicing the lifestyle. So when all your friends are like, oh my God, 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 I'm freaked out. You're like, yo, I got you, boo. Here's what we're going to do. But set the habits now so that you don't have to freak out the next time something happens. You can just get to it. And remember, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And we have a lot of people right now, millions of people who have been infected with COVID, who've come out and they are stronger, right? They are stronger than they've ever been. They beat this deadly virus that 99.7% of people under the age of 70 have fought and kicked the fuck out of. That's what humanity does. It beats the fuck out of these things. We don't need to live in fear anymore, people. Fear does nothing but kill you. Fear's killed more people and dreams than any COVID will ever kill. I guarantee and I promise you that. Fear has killed more dreams, more people, more lives, more joy, more happiness, more fulfillment than any disease out there. Because once you start having fear, it just snowballs into every aspect of your life and you go from living to existing, and people aren't living longer lives. They're existing for a longer period of time. Let's stop existing. Let's stop and start living right now.